Thank you. Okay, so those are our cards. All right, I'll get started on the insights. So first of all, an announcement about my work is really expanding, opening. So in 2023, I was just come out of a client call. I was going to go and make some lunch, and this massive energy came in, and I had to lie down. Had to just lie down, and I pretty much couldn't move. And I was taken I could feel the Divine Mothers come around me, and I was taken by them and shown this, what looked like a massive warehouse. It wasn't very pretty. It was just this massive open space, almost like that tumbleweed, going along it. It was really empty and huge. And they said this is like the womb, like how brains, when you use a certain percentage, we're only using a certain percentage of our womb because there's been an awful lot going on to suppress, to harm our powers in that way, our sense of self there. The womb heals, creates, it's this incredible space. So we have this huge space. And they were saying, they then took, there was quite a lot going on, and then they took me into the witch burnings. So when women were burnt for their gifts, and what they said was, what Divine Mother said was, the women that were burnt, the women that were accused of being witches, were those who were closest to the earth, who were in their gifts. They were the midwives, they were the medicine women, the herbalists, the women that tended the land, and there was a real threat and fear of their power. But the women were operating under patriarchy. We still are, but it was really extreme in that state. So the fires that they were burnt in, quite a grim image. But the fires then transmuted some of those wounds. And what Divine Mother said was, out of the fires, new women will be born. And they won't be operating under patriarchy. So this womb space, they then took me into the temple, this mother's temple. I think it's an etheric space where we can go in and unhook and heal from the wounds of the mother. So I will be opening the mother's temple, and all my work will be coming under the mother's temple. So we're going to be in this container, which is like this incredible temple, and it's fire energy, and stepping into the flames to unhook from all those patriarchal old wounds and suppression, and own our gifts that we already have, own them and be in them and share them without fear. Okay, so hugely powerful. This was in 2023, it's now 2025. It's taken me this long to kind of settle into it. So I'm going to change the name of this group from Journeys to Motherhood to the Mother's Temple, and everything will come under that, whether that's soul plan readings, going back to your soul birth, your emergence as a soul, your journeys to motherhood, your any baby loss experiences, any conception. It's like it's all under here. So it's kind of a cosmic womb. And they said I am to open a container from where all life comes. So we're heading back into kind of pure creation energy, because that is who we are. Okay, so that's the first thing. Yeah, it's very big, it's very exciting. All right. Yes, it is exciting times, Irene, for sure. Let's see how it all unfolds. So other little insights that I think might be really helpful. You might have heard me mention this before. So the two questions I'm asked most in Spirit Baby readings is, what do my babies need and what do I need to do? So in terms of the doing, what do I need to do? Spirit Baby's answer has been to that, do. You're offering me life. What else is there to do? So this energy of do, what do I need to do? Like noticing that in your body and how your body responds to that question, what do I need to do? And just the word do, yeah, what does it kind of brings a sort of contraction, like, oh, it's work, or do I want to, or what do I have to, it's the doing energy. It's kind of contracting. So there, we're coming out of the doing, and instead asking these questions like, well, where am I? Like, who am I? Absolutely, who am I? And you're bringing in more of yourself for those answers. You're going to start seeing and feeling and knowing more of who you are. And also, where am I? Because we can be a million places all at once, cooking dinner, at work. Where am I? And it's that breath of, where am I? If the answer is anywhere other than right here, just take a breath and bring yourself back into the present moment. Everything is happening in you in that present moment. And also, like, what's available instead of what do I need to do, because we've always been taught if you do, then you get, or if I do this, then I'll get this. If I try so hard and I try hard enough, then surely I'll be rewarded. This achievement energy. Conception for sure is not an achievement energy. Your baby isn't an outcome of you working really hard or doing something. They are not an outcome. The outcome of your healing or your energy or your curiosity about yourself, your awareness about yourself, is that you feel better about yourself. You feel more empowered. You have more knowing. That's the outcome. Your baby isn't an outcome. Your baby is in its own, it's a soul in its own right. It's not for anything that you're doing. What you are doing, if you like, is letting go of who you thought you were, letting go of those wounds, letting go of those ideas, those moments, your own, your perception of yourself and your perception of life. Obviously, your perception of your own mother being huge in terms of that. So it's not what your mother has or hasn't done in order to provide for your needs. It's your perception of her that you are looking at. And when you think, what's my perception of my mother, it's more empowering than she's making me feel like this, or she didn't do this, or this was my experience. What's my perception of her? It brings it back to you, that perception. What is that perception of her? And you're healing your perception of the mother. Your mother is just showing you where there's wounds. Okay, that you're not in your perception. So you're healing your perception and you're changing your perception of mother. And mother isn't just your own mother. Mother is the mother that births the universe. Nothing is born without the energy of mother. And this is this big mother's temple space that I'll be opening. Nothing is born without mother. Christ was only able to become Christ because he was already learning in the womb from the waters of his mother, who was so enlightened and so in her power, contrary to what we've been told, that she was this little innocent girl and was told she was going to have a baby as if she had no choice, as if she had no say in it. No, that's not the story. And her womb waters were so connected, she was so connected to herself, to source, to the divine, that her baby Christ was already having an awareness of himself in that enlightened way, not the way that we might have experienced in the womb, which is all the emotions that we're swimming around in of our own mothers. So it's really important to look at how you perceive your mother and the energy of mother. Okay, so the doing, I hope that's answered about the doing. You're not doing, you're like, and another question you could ask is, what's here right now? And that could be what's here, what's the feelings, what's here, what energies are available to you that you're in, what's here, what's available, rather than what do I need to do, where it's what's here right now, what's here with me. Don't even add the right now on, don't make it a time thing. It's like, what is here, what's here for me, and see what flows in. Okay, and then in terms of the need, this was fascinating. As Irene knows, in my spirit baby, my evening with spirit baby, the question of need. And little gorgeous baby said, need? I don't need anything. What do you need? And then went on to ask us all, how does that question feel in our body? What do I need? In the spiritual community, we're always told, ask yourself what you need and give yourself what you need. And this incredible wise soul was saying, how does that feel in your body? Need implies there's something lacking. There is nothing lacking. There is no lack. So instead, why not ask yourself, what would I like? Or ask your baby in spirit, what would you like? Because there's no story around like, you just like it. It's your heart. I would like that. I would like to feel that. I would like to experience that. I would like to be that. And you're not demanding, I need. You're opening to, I'd really like that. What would I like? And your heart is then speaking to the rest of the cells in your body. Whether that arrives or not, there's no pressure of that. It's just, yeah, I'd like that. And that's the transmission. That's the energy that you're beaming out. Like, yeah, I'd like that. In which case, that's what you're drawing to you. Okay, so just absolutely fascinating and beautiful wisdom from them. Another spirit baby was, we're looking at ascension, and they showed me like a snakes and ladders board, and this is 2025. The snakes and ladders board, there's a board and it's got, all the snakes are gone. So the snakes were representing old patterns that we might fall into. So we get so far with our journey, we get so far with ourselves, and then we come up, we bump up against something that doesn't feel so comfortable, and we might slide back into old patterns. We might slide down that snake back into those old patterns. And what they said was, there are no more snakes. Okay, so those patterns just are not going to work anymore. There's nothing to slide down. You cannot get out of a feeling by sliding back through an old pattern. So imagine a board where there's no snakes. You can travel that board, you can go up the ladders, but you cannot slide down the snake anymore, because that was sliding down back into old ways. The old ways are no longer going to be present. They're not going to work. The energy of them won't be there. So how does that feel like being on, imagine yourself on that snakes and ladders board and there's no snake? That can either bring up a feeling of, oh, it's freedom, I'm free to, travel up the board. Or it might bring up a feeling of, well, what's the point in that if I'm not? Some people like to go back into the pants because it's comfortable. Some find it a challenge to kind of get to the bottom, but still kind of, oh yeah, I won. Even though I slid all the way back down, I got up again. There is no sliding down anymore. We just are where we are. And so this is coming back to this card of feel, because it's about staying in that space where you would have often slid back down on the snake, or felt you'd slid back down into old patterns and old ways, and instead just sit in that space with that feeling until you feel, you've integrated that space. We're not trying to run and escape and get out of anything. We're integrating it through our frequency, through accepting this happened, or healing, or letting go, whatever way it works, until you feel like, okay, I'm ready to move out of that space and move along the board again, or go up that ladder. Yeah, so this is how you're building the temple, is how they explained it. And your temple is like your foundations, but there's no more sliding down the snake. Spirit baby, just so huge with their wisdom. Okay, so yeah, I think those are the few insights. I mean, there's so many, but we could be here all night. The need, what do I need? What do my babies need? Flip that to, what would I like? What would you like? What do I need to do? Both those questions are very contracting. You're opening more into your truth, into your energy. You're allowing yourself to open. What would I like? What's here for me? What's available? and you're kind of becoming more connected to yourself, and obviously then to your divine source energy. Okay, so, and building this temple, the old patterns, they're not going to be available. We have to sit with the feeling. Alright, so yes, I think those were the insights I wanted to share. And just huge motivation from another client call in Spirit Baby, and she was, you know, feeling really all this sadness, and it didn't feel like it was hers. If you've worked with me, you'll know what I mean by that. We kind of feel into that energy, and we connect with the energy of, in this case, sadness. And does it all belong to you? And it very much felt very ancient, very ancestral. And so we put this energy into this cube, this divine cube, and we saw this cube like shoot back up to source. And the minute it got there, just this opening, just open, like completely opened, and this ancestor ran in, picked all like and retrieved her energy, reclaimed her sadness. It wasn't her ancestors here, her lovely ancestor here, it was hers. And as that happened, this incredible energy of Spirit Baby came in. So saw the divine cube come up, a grandmother or great grandmother came to receive it, and there was just this burst of freedom, freeing her, the great grandmother or the ancestor, and then a sense of this divine little girl, this divine Spirit Baby. And she said, I am not being this unfree woman. I will not be that woman, is what she said actually. I will not be that woman who felt suppressed, who felt life was a struggle, who felt the suffering. This little girl in this incredible energy that felt very much like Christ energy, actually, like super high frequency energy. I've written it down. I will not be that woman. And our role as mothers is to clear the path so our children are not landing into the same patterns and energy, but they're free to be free and free to be empowered to say no and yes, to be them. We may, as mothers, be triggered by their boldness and I'm not being that. I'm not going into that pattern that the whole world has tried to make everyone else fit into. I'm not being that. They're following their own rules because they're following the heart. They're following their souls. And we will rise to meet them. We will rise to meet them and allow them to be in their greatness. When we feel we couldn't be in our greatness because, we've all been living in it. You will allow your children to be in their greatness, and you will rise into your greatness with them. And this was such a huge motivation for me to really share this work. It's not about your babies, it's about you. It's about you, all of you. And that you can look kind of down at your life and be proud of the temple. You are the temple that you have created. And any little bits that seem out of place, any slates that have fallen off, you're going into that. You're going into that, and you're like, okay, now I can understand why that happened. Now I can understand it. And then you continue to create your temple, your energetic structure. And this, then from the other end, your babies are creating their energetic temple and the structure that they are coming in with you. Okay, so really amazing. I hope that makes sense. So any questions so far? Yes. Yeah, when you see and hear things from another perception, it flips everything. And when we change our perception, of course, of a situation, then the situation changes because the energy changes. All right, so taking a lovely breath. I think that was that's for me to take a breath, and for all of you to take a breath. Beautiful. And we're going to invite in the energy of Goddess Bridget. And I'm going to read her message to you. So if you do have a candle, light your candle, bring in the light, bring in the fire. Fire is like the most healing force. Like it literally burns away. Literally burns away what is no longer needed. And it's this teachings from Divine Mother, Shri Kaleshwar. That's why they always do fire homers. That lighting your candle, if you haven't got a candle, it's totally fine. I've got one lit. As Spirit have always told me, we have all of these lovely tools, the cards. I've got my lovely beads and crystals and all manner of lovely tools around me. But you are the only tool you need. You are the most powerful tool. Yeah, your body. You are the only tool you need. Okay, so let me read this very empowering message from Goddess Bridget. And if you don't know, Goddess Bridget is often pictured with the flame, so she's holding the flame in her hands. She's very associated with the fire. So she said, "Can you see my flame? Can you see my fire? And yet can you also see my peace and my unconditional love oozing from my being? For I am often depicted with my fire, and that this fire is somehow separate from me that I hold. It's like a gift that has been bestowed, and which I then bestow upon others. But no, my darlings, no. This is the way of separation. This is the way of externalizing that which is within. For my fire is my fire. It is mine, and it is lit with a passion for grace and humility, love and honor, birth and rebirth, and that is my way. It is not a way I have had bestowed on me. It is simply my way as an expression of who I am and how I come to be here over many lifetimes in many guises. And I am here with you now to stop this spreading of disinformation that is so current in your society. That there is nothing separate about it. The fire in my belly was not a gift I was given. It is not external to me. It is me. I am the fire, much as it is with you. Can you see the fire within me as you begin to see it within yourself? For all the gifts you carry are the gifts you carry. They are not bestowed on you like some prize for being a good girl, and if you do this, you get that. No, that is not the way it is. You were born with these gifts. You are the gift. Do you not see this yet? And so when you honor me or honor another, you are merely honoring the gift, the love and wisdom that is you. That is already you, and not a you that is yet to be bestowed, for you already are. And so, my dears, in this year ahead, I wish you to see all the images that you are shown where there is separation, very much like the image of me with my fire. I not only hold my fire in my hands, I hold it in my heart and in my loins and in my belly. I do not bestow the gift of fire upon you. I help you to recognize the fire within yourselves. So, my dears, when there are portraits of me with my fire as separate from me, do not question, how do you receive it? Question, how do I light this fire within myself? There is nothing you need to do to receive, for it is already given. And this is another mode of interest we will be discovering in this year ahead. That there is nothing to receive and nothing to give, for it is already done. It is in the becoming of what you wish for, in which the giving and receiving is done. And what you may not know is that attracting is already a done deal, as it has already been created. You are not separate from it. It just feels that way if you are imagining it coming and not following through to the it is already here. And so, my dears, much like my fire, it is not something I obtained or earned, learnt or achieved. It was something I became as I already was. And so it is the same for you. You are not separate from any of your creations or any part of who you are. You are not receiving the blessings or giving the blessing. You are the blessing, and therefore there is no giving or receiving. It is who you are. And how do you become this? You become the blessing by feeling and knowing you are it. And when you are offering yourself or another a blessing, all you are doing is not bestowing, but offering the opportunity for yourself or another to know it within themselves. And this will become a nightly blessing or a daily blessing, as each and every day you recognize yourself to be the blessing, and therefore you are not giving anything away or waiting to receive it from outside of yourself. You are simply it. And so it is, my darlings, this love, this whole and unconditional love you are, is the becoming. And it is the becoming of a whole new era that awaits as we move beyond what one has and what one hasn't, what one is or one isn't, and what one offers or does not offer. We are moving into the recognition that we are all, and all we are doing is simply activating the allness within all of humanity. Okay. So just breathing that in, feeling the energy and that transmission from Bridget. You are becoming who you already are. Your creations are already created. Our job, if you like, is to allow them, to birth them. Alright, so let's start the meditation. Alright, so feeling the fire. And just taking a few lovely deep breaths in, giving yourself permission to land into the space. And noticing the rise and fall of your chest. And the rise and fall of your belly. The expansion and the relaxation of your body, and how you are in sync. Your whole body breathing out, breathing in, and your whole body moving in alignment. And feeling the earth beneath your feet. Imagining you're sitting on that earth. Just feeling the ground beneath your bottom. Just focusing all your attention on your bottom, on the earth. Closing your eyes. Feeling the warmth of the earth beneath your bottom. Getting to feel the fires of the earth. So if you can imagine the fire and the flames rising up and gently warming your bottom. The earth reminding you of her fire, opening to your own fire within. And you may feel your bottom getting warmer and warmer as the flames from that fire just begin to move up, feeling it on your skin, move through the earth to your physical body, and feel the flame now moving into your intimate feminine, your yoni, your portal, your opening, And feel that flame gently moving its way up and in through your body, through your feminine. Feel that flame expanding from the inside as it touches your cervix. Imagining your cervix and all or any poking or prodding from medical examinations, previous relationships, the energy you've taken in. Just allow the flame to dissolve anything around your precious portal. Feeling the energy of your cervix expanding. Just feeling more free, less rigid, less scared of opening, of being. Just feeling more of a safety. As the flame is then welcomed when your cervix is ready to welcome the fire, feeling the flame, the fire moving up and into your womb. Imagine the fire energy expanding into your womb space, opening, expanding your own womb. And imagine those flames finding areas and spaces in your womb that have been harmed, that are carrying debris from your own maternal line, the wombs you've been carried in, the wombs that they were carried in, on and on. Don't need to know what these are, just let the flame's intelligence, innate love, healing, feel the fire moving around your womb, healing, dissolving, opening. And then notice in the center of your womb the tiniest spark, your own fire. Feel the flames of Gaia, the flames of Mother Earth, and your own fire. Feeling intrigued, emboldened, curious, questioning how can that fire feel so powerful and so big? Would I like to feel the fire and the power and the passion as that fire is bringing to me now? And if the answer is yes, feeling your own spark, being emboldened and empowered by the flames in your womb, as you feel a surge of energy and you light your own fire. Light the fire of your womb and feel your fire burst into life. It may be gentle or it may be a burst. And begin to feel your own fire like a fountain of fire. building within your womb space, expanding to meet the flames of Gaia, to dance, to move, to celebrate your becoming, your fire. As you merge with the flames, you are one. There is no separation. The fire of the earth and the fire of you. Feel this fire in your womb, freeing up the force of the passion, the creative power that you hold, that you are, and allow that energy of creation now to burn brightly in your womb, to fill your womb. And imagine yourself stepping into the fires of your womb. How does your womb feel now? With that fire lit, your fires burning, your passion, your grace, your birth, your rebirth, your creation and your creative power. And notice the fires of your womb lighting up the fire in your heart. As your heart begins to feel the warmth of the fires of your womb, and your heart responding, feeling the warmth, opening and welcoming to the fire. Feeling that fire now moving into your heart, and finding that spark of fire within your heart, your spark of life. And just noticing that fire in your heart, the spark of life, you. And just take a moment to honor the spark of you. Thank it for being there, for remaining there. No matter how many times you felt it's been put out. No matter how many times you feel it's been erased, broken. The embers are there, the spark is there, it's always been there because you have always been there. Your eternalness, your spark of life. And honor this spark for always being there for you, this essence of you, this greatness of you, that's always you, beyond the body, beyond the mind, beyond the earth. You, your spark. As you honor your own spark of life, feeling gratitude for being, noticing that spark in your heart, becoming stronger, bigger, lighting up other embers and sparks, coals around it if you like. Feel the fire in your heart growing, your heart opening to yourself. As this fire grows, the fire of your womb, the flames, now dancing with your heart, flames. Imagine the flames of your heart dancing with the flames of your womb with the flames of the earth. You are one. Your fire is you, your spark, and yet you are one, merging and dancing, creating. In one with your womb, with the earth. Feel your whole body now embracing this fire, opening your fire, feeling your shoulders dropping and the flames moving into your shoulders, down your arms and into your hands, feeling the fire in your hands, that you can touch anything and melt away all that does not serve you. And yet you also create, bringing the palms of your hands together, flames in the palms of your hands. And take a moment to gaze into these flames and ask the fire, your fires, to show you an image, to show you your power perhaps. There will be a metaphor or an object representing your power, representing you, and you as creation and as a creative being. Take a moment to gaze into the fire in the palms of your hands. Who are you in these flames? Beginning to see an image now of yourself in the fire. Who are you in your fire? How does your energy look? How are you feeling? How in command of your presence? How much are you in your I can? Feel the desire of your heart flames. See the image in the flames in your palms. Open to the vision of you in your power, your creative power. And then bringing your palms of your hands, imagine bringing that flames in your palms close to your heart, and bringing the flames back into your heart. Feeling the vision or feeling the empowerment. And if you don't just yet, that's totally fine. You've set the seed. Just feel that fire burning in your heart. Notice the flames throughout your body. And let those flames dissolve any old patterns that you can't, or you shouldn't, or you're not allowed, or you're not worthy enough. Allow the flames to move into anywhere that you feel tension, that you feel disempowered, you feel sad or hurt or lost, bring the warmth and comfort of your own fires into those areas of your body. Till those areas too feel that spark of life and light up their own fire. Now just letting this fire move where it needs to go. Let it be free with its own divine intelligence. And as that continues to happen, just breathing back into your awareness, breathing back behind your eyes, feeling yourself back sitting on the earth. And in meditation, as you notice yourself back on the earth, feel yourself sitting in a circle with other women. And in the center of the circle is a huge cauldron. Huge cauldron. And the fire is beneath the cauldron, but within the cauldron is these blue, purple and lilac flames, pink flames, gold flames. And you're being asked to make a wish. This cauldron is representing all your creations that are already created. You're not asking for anything that isn't already there. Sitting with your heart for a moment. What would your heart like? What does your heart love? And as that becomes clear, I would love, I would like, as you settle into your heart's desire, your heart's wish, imagining one of those blue, purple, pink, gold, whatever flames coming out of that cauldron. This is yours. Your creation, and you feel that flame leap out of the cauldron, and you receive that into your heart. Your heart is called for what it loves, what it likes, what it wishes for, and feel that flame moving out, leaping out of the cauldron into your heart, receiving the energy of your desire, your heart's desire, and feeling that coloured flame, becoming acquainted with the flames in your heart, the flames of your womb, the flames of the earth, mixing and merging, becoming one, bringing it into the physical. And breathe. And you can visit this cauldron space if that works for you, if you wish. because your wishes aren't limited. Your heart's desires are not limited. You're not allowed only one or two and the rest is greed. That's not it. It's your heart's desire, which means it's already here. And you welcome it to you, the energy of it, into your body, into your heart. Taking a breath, feeling that scene just disappearing as you find yourself back in the chair you're in, the room you're in, the space you're in, becoming aware of any sounds around you, becoming aware of your bottom on where you're sitting, becoming aware of something you can touch and feel, maybe something you can smell, feeling your feet on the floor, feeling the fires beneath you from the earth, just drawing you, grounding you, bringing you back. And landing. And when you're ready, open your eyes, have a little move and a little shake. Take your time, just notice how your body is feeling. If you can still feel the fire of you within you,